Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Squire Taylor.
Here.
Squire Gentry.
Here.
Squire Varner.
Here.
Squire Carl.
Here.
Squire Downing.
Here.
Squire Laverne. Squire Gill.
Here.
Squire Brown.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So I'm going to leave open the record for anybody that wants to come in. It's just after 5 o'clock. And this is a public hearing for the purpose of obtaining comments regarding the proposed tax rate. So I'm going to leave the floor open and allow folks to come in if they so choose. So we'll just have the floor open for anybody wishing to make a comment about the 2025 proposed tax rate. We'll leave that open for a moment. That's not why you're here, right? Not there. That's what we're doing.
Felt like at least somebody from the public should make public comment. I was planning on doing.
Will you mind to turn on the mic and state your name for the record?
Yes, Justin Jeter. Thank you all for the hard work you're doing. My only comment is more of a question. This feels in my mind as just a layperson, a citizen, that this would have been dealt with in budget. Is it common practice to change the tax rate after a budget is developed? I apologize. Thank you for your time. Sorry.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Jeter. That question will be taken up in our discussion of the tax rate, but right now we're just seeking public comment. So I've earmarked your question for further information going forward. The floor is open for anybody wishing to make a public comment on the 2025 proposed tax rate. Since Mr. Jeter made a comment, then I'll go through the requirements of this special hearing for the proposed tax rate. The fiscal court, as required by statute, will hold a public hearing today, August 12th at 5 p.m. in the second floor of the fiscal courtroom, which was advertised for the purpose of obtaining public comments regarding the proposed tax rate. The tax rate levied last year was 6.3. The Woodford County Fiscal Court is going to be recommended and proposing to lower the current tax rate to 5.9. The revenue expected will also include revenues from personal property, motor vehicle, and watercraft. Revenues received in excess of last year's revenues will always be used for county government operation. The Kentucky General Assembly requires the fiscal court to publish this notice and hold this hearing about the information aforementioned. Persons interested in submitting public comment are permitted to do so by sending written comments to my office, to the attention of the Judge Executive, at the Courthouse, 103 South Main Street, Versailles, if using U.S. mail, or via email to info@woodfordcountyky.gov. So I'll open up the floor for any discussion of the fiscal court, although this public hearing is for the purpose of receiving public comment and information. The amount of revenues, Mr. Jeter, that we collect in taxes are estimated by the treasurer in the budget process. We have multiple forms of revenue, sources of revenue, and this tax rate lowering will lower it to the rate of which we estimated our receipts, and therefore in lowering the rate, we will essentially have the amount of revenue that we anticipated to receive in revenues in our budget. However, if that is lower than we expected, we do have enough revenues, and our budget reserve amount is such that it will not impact the operations of the county. In lowering the rate, it will coincide with our budget in a way that will not have any adverse impact. But hopefully it'll have a positive impact on our citizens. I open up the floor for any questions or comments regarding the proposed tax rate. Seeing none, any member of the public wishing to make a public comment regarding the tax rate? We'll keep the floor open for a little while longer. It's only 5:06. Seeing as we have no other members of the public that have appeared to comment on the proposed tax rate, this is a routine matter of required public hearing for the 2025 proposed tax rate. Again, the tax rate levied last year was 6.3, and it will be lowered proposed to be lowered by the fiscal court to 5.9. And I would welcome any and all public comments. This is the first call for any public comments on the tax rate. Let the record reflect, we did have Mr. Jeter ask a question about the public, or excuse me, about the tax rate as a public comment. Any other individuals wishing to seek to comment on the proposed tax rate? Have a second call. Second call. Anybody wishing to make a public comment regarding the tax rate? And we'll keep that open until 5:15. Or if we see anybody that is interested or shows up wishing to make a comment. There does seem to be some. All right, I'll issue a third and final call for any public comments regarding the Woodford County Fiscal Court's proposal to lower the current tax rate to 5.9 from 6.3. This hearing is required by statute to hold a public hearing and request any public comment thereon. Again, public comment can also be done in writing or in email. And also, we always welcome any sort of public comment at any time about any of our activities as a fiscal court. But this is to meet the statutory requirement of the 2025 proposed tax rate. Seeing that in addition to Mr. Jeter's comments, there's no other individuals in the room seeking to comment. And there is no other request to speak. I will issue a third and final call for any public comment regarding the 2025 proposed tax rate. Seeing none, this will conclude our public hearing as required by statute. We will reconvene in regular meeting of the fiscal court at 5:30. I will just leave the floor open, Mr. County Attorney. We will recess until 5:30, and if anybody shows up, they're welcome to have a public comment, but at this time, we are in recess.